Sri Lanka. This is what I think it's going to be. And I think Yuhuan ban and a Marco Polo ban from the UAE is quite interesting. The fact that Jordan also takes out Dolia really doesn't want UAE to abuse any of those resetting skills meta coming in from Dolia and Dun, sometimes Dolia and other heroes as well, like the Shangguan that we actually managed to see a Dolia Shangguan combo, which is going to be very scary if Dolia is out.
And that's why they ban it here. The Dolia, the Lian Po here, leaving away some of the key picks here, like the Chano coming in for Rashad, or potentially anyone coming in from UAE, because we know for a fact that UAE, they like to swap their roles around between players to, I would say, further utilize some picks that certain players are better on. And for Jordan, they lock in the Arlie and also the Zhang Fei as their 1-2. I like the Zhang Fei, very consistent of a roamer here. You can engage, you can disengage. Early game might not be his strongest suit, but at the very least, he's a tanky body to allow Arlie in going for those aggressive trades.
Yeah, we touched on this yesterday, right? Where it seemed like UAE was willing to swap roles quite a bit. They were very fluid. I'm not a huge fan, right? I think that you just got to kind of lock in. I mean, this is just one series, and then just play with within the role, because then you're not thinking of all the different things. You're thinking about what you need to do specifically for that role to ensure that you have a good laning phase, for instance.
Yeah, concentrating on one mission is more important than trying to figure out maybe there's some other ways to do it. Let's talk about like what is the best way to do it right now with what we have focused on. And Heno as the third pick coming in from Jordan as the mid lane, I think it's going to be quite a good pick as long as he managed to put the scepter mark onto the Spirit Wolf so that he can really stack up on everything. So this is why Heno is actually a very good pick going up against Chano.
I like that. That's a very good point. That's why, like, when you meet a Milady, you meet like a hero with a lot of spawnlings coming in, such as a Chano or Milady that you mentioned, the Heno Spears become extra aggressive and effective in those team fights here. And Jordan, they know for a fact that the UAE Clashing enjoys and loves the Elaine, is immediately locked away for its own comfort.
And from what I understand, for every mark that he has, he actually spawns a new scepter to fly over. And if it hits the same target, like 3 different scepters flies towards the same target, it stacks out, right? It's not like it's a just one single damage, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a counterplay, but it's not in this specific role. The Hano will definitely be in the mid dealing with the Zhao. So it's, again, really for the Zhao to be making some sort of, those stuns. And again, it's looked at as a bit of a counter to the Arlie because you know roughly where that Parasolo is going to be, and you've got that Honey Sweet Breeze to like lock it down. So they're thinking kind of, the draft holistic view.
It's not going to be easy for Ahmad, at the very least. Like you mentioned here, the Honey Sweet Breeze, the Starfall coming in on the side of the Xiao Qiao, because the ultimate coming for Xiao Qiao, it's a very strong tool against high mobility heroes because they want to dash around, they want to be dodging stuff. But when you go into the vicinity of that circular range, it's automatically locked on towards you. So it's a very strong counter against the Arlie as of now. You have the channel, lane counter, late game counter, teamfight counter, the Xiao Qiao. So for Ahmad, it's going to be a lot of pressure on towards his shoulder if he's piloting this Arlie coming in from Jordan.
I agree. I think they will try to their best to find other heroes to really help with the lineup. Going with a Yarya and a Byron, probably Yarya is going to be comboing with Dune for sure because they don't have Dolia anymore. I think this is going to be quite effective as long as Yarya knows how to really use her passive where she can actually try to block at least one crowd control by turning into a deer. I enjoy
Yarya players when they actively block crowd control for you, like a Sun Turbo, like an Unbridled Outburst or anything, and then utilize their passive to regain that shield on towards it, because it's not only about blocking crowd control. When you get taken out of the Yarya's passive and you go back to human form from deer form, all your spells, including your ultimate, refresh as well.
Oh, I did not know that. Even the ultimate?
Even the ultimate. That's why you can do double shielding. You shield first, take enough of damage, and before the shield breaks, you jump down as Yarya, you get 50% cooldown refunded to your ultimate there. And then you block a CC, come back from deer form, human form, another shield. That's why a good Yarya is miles ahead of a normal Yarya.
Yeah, but the key is around the breaking of the shield, right? Is if you're able to kind of make sure that you don't lose that, because then you lose everything, right? So again, that's why you're going to be good. But going into this one, Sagi, who do you give the edge to in terms of draft?
Oh, I gotta say, the UAE draft is looking really comfortable here. They have everything that they need. Early game, mid game, late game. But they are lacking slightly a bit on the proactive and on the engaged side. So that may be a good news coming in for Jordan here as we head on towards this first game. It's do or die situation coming in for the side of Jordan. They need to win this if they want to keep their hopes alive coming in for their respective groups.
Thank you, Sagi. Going into the game right now, UAE against Jordan with a stronger, maybe more solid composition for UAE. Will they be able to take down Jordan to at least go up a little bit in the standings of their group? Seems like a very effective move coming in from Ardi and the Janfe of Salameh and Ahmad.
Yeah. So I think that the Yaria pick just really spices up this draft by UAE, right? If Ahmed goes in, Abdelaziz, both of those guys that you know that want to be in the heart of the enemy team, and having that like hook on the shield, keeping him alive just enough to kind of withstand that and just bounce through. Because again, the Jordan side, there's quite a bit in terms of just like CCs and things that can make your life difficult.
Yeah, I think it's all about the timing, right? Because with Yaria, you can actually abuse a lot of things. But look at this, they will be able to manage to get Rashid so quickly early on, and the Spirit Wolves are trying to chase Yazan. He managed to run away, and Yazan is okay. It looks like Rashid goes down just a little bit too early, but you know what? He's a roamer. It's not going to affect too much.
Well, but it's first strike. I think that Salameh, the way that he was able to play that, the perfect leaping savior, dividing the two and pushing back with the Forbidden Domain onto Rashid so that there was enough damage to ensure that they secured that kill. A great gank by Jordan there to start things off.
Yeah, Mahmoud has been quite aggressive with his jungling gameplay. We look at who's going to get the Space Spirit. It seems like Fatih Muhammad is going to get the Space Spirit very quickly, and it seems like they're trying to fight it out for now. But you know what? This is what Clash Lane does. They're going to fight each other non-stop until one actually goes down in the end.
And we were talking about how the Haino with those scepters was going to just counter the Chano Abdullah or make his life tough. They've actually done a lane swap. They want this matchup as much as possible. It looks like now Ahmed is making his way to the south side because you've kind of gotten yourself a little bit of a lead. Now you're harassing Abdullah. Again, when you're on the back foot like this and things like your pheasant are being stolen in front of you, it's going to be much tougher for him.
Perfect timing of the Maple Dance, being able to steal the jungle. Still Abdullah quite alone with Rashid right here, having the scepter mark on top of his head. He's going to be spawning another extra scepter towards him if Haino keeps on throwing it out.
Yeah, one thing I don't like is that if you're seeing exactly how Rashid... End case scenario, obviously you want to be sticking on to Abdullah. You're best of friends. I get it. You guys want to be two peas in a pod, but you need to be thinking about the gold sharing. You need to be accelerating farm of Ahmed. He's the one that will create you space so that Abdullah can have that free time to farm. He can be left alone because he's got his own mobility as well. So again, this is just the little things to kind of help accelerate this squad.
You know what? Thinking about that, since they're using Yaria, if Yaria keeps on following Ahmed, they are naturally doing gold sharing technique all the time.
True.
And all they have to do is just get Mohammed to be involved. But it looks like they're going to try to get Yazan. Yazan doesn't back away. He actually goes into the fight, trying to get as much damage as possible. He still has Fate Rewind, but it seems like Mahmoud is going to pull back instead of trying to press on. But they're trying to hide. They're trying to wait for a right timing. He still has Unbridled Opens. He's still keeping it. A very good ghost ship. And there we go. The scepter has been thrown. The Unbridled Opens has been used. And it seems like he's going to go down. And Rashid might be the next target. And that's going to go down quite easy.
So they get the return, at least with Salameh. But the thing is that Abdullah, when he soaring signaled forward, that was like a death sentence, right? They knew they had the gunship, but Ahmed joined the fight.
Ahmed gonna go in front towards Ahmad. He's gonna find his twin. Is he gonna be able to take him down? He uses his smite to slow him down. Ahmad managed to run away using the Parasola, but the Unruly Blade, it connects directly, and he's trying to get Yazan. His Unyielding Might is out. He doesn't have any passive anymore. He has to be careful. He misses his Wind Slash, and he's still gonna try to go in, but it seems like Yazan manages to run away while at the same time taking down Ahmed.
Just a really patient play by Yazan, right? I mean, the Fate Rewind, he had it for so long, but he wanted to use it at the exact moment to bait out Ahmed, who was consistently just like, yeah, he's out-sustaining, yeah, he's the tank, but, I mean, the way that he was able to dodge the Wind Slash and use it at that moment so that Yazan survives, and they're buying enough time for Ahmed to knock him down. This is kind of like the way you want to play things. Just a really well played by Jordan in navigating that team fight.
And Yazan is very disciplined with that Fate Rewind. He doesn't really simply use it anytime he wants. he makes sure that he uses it the right time to make sure the team is really baited towards him, using his low health as a very delicious looking meal for them to go in.
Okay, you're just talking about meals because it's lunchtime. You're making me hungry.
Are you not hungry?
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely hungry. I'm
sorry.
always hungry. But now the Tyrant going to be picked up here by Jordan, and now they're on the chain.
Seems like the scepter has been marked towards the red buff, but they're not going to commit. Very good discipline coming in from them, and they're going to pull back just a little bit, waiting for the Mahmoud to be ready for the next fight. But it seems like they're not going to force anything too much, and a lane swap has been successfully done by them, sending Muhammad using Fatih towards the bottom lane.
Contesting here, Azure Golem.
Yeah, they're going to try to contest the Azure Golem, but it seems like Azure Golem is not going to be taken by them. Just peeking out, putting a lot of pressure consistently from Jordan.
Yeah, it's just a threat. Sometimes it's like they knew that the cavalry were on the way, so they didn't actually want to fully commit for it. But Ahmed doing a little bit of work in here, but
Wind Slash actually goes in, and he's gonna be trapped. Ghost Ship has been stopped, but Umbrella Outburst actually goes in the right timing. Abdulaziz is gonna go down. Two of them actually went out. A very clean fight coming in from Jordan, and it seems like Salame is very aggressive. He never keeps his Umbrella Outburst for defensive stuff only. He only uses it for aggression.
yeah, and actually, but Mama made it easy, right? You have that perfect ghost ship. Both of them are locked in. Then you got the Umbrella Outburst, and you have that backboard that's essentially set up for you, where you're able to get the perfect one. No chance for UAE to get out of this, especially again when you get stun locked like that.
But I'm quite a bit worried about Rashid being with Abdullah all the time. I think it would be much more effective if he actually tries to help or stick with Ahmed instead, because Ahmed will need a lot more of that shield rather than Abdullah. Abdullah can try to farm safely from far away, and you know what? I think it would be better if they switch.
Yeah, and also I feel like Rashid should be kind of going into the probably with Ahmed, right? Get the gold sharing. That's
Or Abdulaziz.
yeah, but you want to be somebody who's wants to be fighting,
Yeah,
right? And,
yeah.
and Abdullah right now doesn't want to be fighting.
They really want to force this one out. Looks like he's really using all of his skill sets trying to get Abdullah. But Abdullah again being saved by Rashid. Maybe this is why Rashid is here. Umbrella almost missed. A very nice jump coming in from him. But look at Ahmed. Ahmed is not going to dive in. He still have his unruly blade. But they decide to pull back. That's because 5 of Jordan is so ready, and still Salame is still in the giant form. He's waiting for him to actually switch back to human form.
Yeah, Jordan, man, they sent everybody in that bottom lane. I mean, if they were able to catch somebody out. But again, yeah, it's an Umbrella outburst that was missed, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it was just zoned away. They took the bottom T2. That's exactly what you want. He'll just build up the menace for potentially the next fight. But Jordan being aggressive here.
It's about the presence, right, of the Umbrella outburst. But it seems like they're going to try to force it out again. Even though he doesn't have his ultimate, Fatih is going crazy into this fight. He's trying to get Ahmed. Ahmed is blocked with the ghost shape. Unruly Blade hasn't been resetted just yet. But look at how they managed to tank all the damage coming in thanks to Rashid's presence.
Yeah, and I like it how Mahmoud, he's been on point with those ghost ships. Ahmed has like face planted into that ghost ship multiple times in this game. Yes, he's got the Unruly Blade. He probably needs to save it for like the timing of the ghost ship, and then he can Unruly Blade through it, right?
Yeah.
So you just, again, you need to kind of hold your skills for the appropriate times. Ahmed didn't pay with his life this time, but last time he did.
The gold ship is so effective that sometimes even flash gets blocked because you really need to hug the wall or the ship before you can actually flash successfully. So that's how annoying it is, and it's very hard for you to actually use your common skills to actually run away from the ghost ship. But it seems like they're trying to put a little bit of pressure on the side of UAE, but UAE is still doing fine for now.
Yeah, I always blame the ghosts in the ghost ship for grabbing my leg as it doesn't let me flash through the ship at times. I don't, obviously, I could be closer to the ship, but I think that it's easier to blame other things or in-game things like the inhabit like ghost here.
Oh, well, yeah, but it seems like sometimes my fault, but it seems like the Maple Dance has been used. Ahmad is very aggressive using early. It's very scary when you have an early player actually using early properly, because he keeps on zipping around so quickly that you cannot catch him in time.
Yeah. I think the mechanical play required to play that hero difficult, right? The skill ceiling very high, but it looks like these are Golem.
Let's look at how now Salame is going to try to find a space. We're still waiting for the Umbrella Outburst. He's still keeping it. The trigger discipline is what's more scarier than an Umbrella Outburst that has been used. So they really want to make good use of this ultimate. They're waiting for the moment, still waiting. The scepter has been thrown, but it seems like Ahmed has just used Umbrella Outburst. Unruly Blade towards his enemy right there, but twice has been used as well. And it seems like the scepter is really doing its work. The poking damage coming in from Yazan is tremendous.
Yeah, I'm scared, boss. I think when I see Ahmed going in with that Unruly Blade, it's like a one-way ticket, right?
Yeah.
You don't have a return one, and if you get caught out by a ghost ship, Umbrella Outburst, you're going to get bursted. Yes, you are tanky. Hopefully you can survive, but this is like your get-out-of-jail-free card. I think that you walk in closer, let the fights happen, maybe they group up, maybe you get a wind slash, and then just slowly go. You can't be just looking to go into Unruly Blade, because honestly, you don't even have enough damage to burst down Ahmed.
Yeah, and you can't run away if you don't have that skill anymore.
Exactly.
That's going to be a big of a problem. But it seems like the scepter has been thrown towards Abdulaziz, who's zoning the front area very nicely. But it seems like the Umbrella Outburst has been used. Ahmed's going to try to tank the damage in front. But look at Yazan behind them. He keeps on throwing the scepters, and he gets a lot of damage into UAE. They're going to try to get Ahmed. Ahmed's trying to run away. Can he do it? Can he find his HP with the passive? He cannot, because Blazing Cape has been bought by Mahmoud, and his recovery has been halved.
Yeah, and through that all, it looked like Muhammad, who wasn't even in the fight, they took this 4 versus 5, willing to just go because they're split pushing, right? All of that space that's being created, plus they won that team fight. Jordan right now, this is where they completely control this game.
The Sacred Tree Blessing coming in from Fateh is so effective, not just against heroes, but also against towers. So that's where it comes very handy in these situations where he wants to do some split pushing. But it seems like they're going to try to force this one out for now.
Yeah, you've got the Vanguard. All you have is Muhammad throwing those fans around, but they're not really doing too much. They don't have the wave clear to really compete. Jordan know that, and now they're going to put even more of an initiative on here.
Salame is going to try to focus in front. He has his Umbrella Outburst ready. His madness is filled up to the max. Everyone is getting stunned. He still doesn't want to waste it because Ahmad is still busy trying to farm at the back, trying to get the blue buff. He knows and very well aware of the positionings of his teammate, especially Ahmad, who's playing early.
Yeah, Ahmed, though, he's 6.6k if you're going up against Mahmoud, who's 8.3k. A bit of a difference there. I mean, yes, it looks like Ahmed is tanky enough, but he doesn't have the items to be doing the damage to kind of continue on and to be that threat. They're like, okay, yeah, you're a big tanky dude. I just ignore you. And you basically, you need damage because then people will start to feel threatened by you.
Salame in a very precarious position. He's not going to use his Umbrella Outburst. He's still keeping it as of now. Fatih is actually quite nearby. So Muhammad, maybe this time he can join with his Sacred Tree Blessing.
And look at how Yazan, I mean, the way that he's able to be with those scepters, they just do so much, and he's on the top of the damage dealing charts because of this. They've had really no answers to get on top of him.
I like the formation that's being shown by the UAE, the way they move. Almost sort of like a pentagon shape where Ahmed is constantly in front and trying to take care of his teammates. And Rashid is busy following Abdullah and not Ahmed. But look at this. He's trying to get some damage in. Ahmed is going quite aggressive, poking and poking. They really want that tower. And the Umbrella Outburst has been used. They're trying to really get Abdullah. He's running away through back, but the scepter coming in from Yazan is just so painful. Look at that damage coming in from him. Ahmed has to run away to the back, and he just wasted his passive. There's nothing he can do to go in to try to recover as much HP as possible. Unruly Play has gone in, almost like a suicide. I don't think it's a good idea. Muhammad is about to go down. There's 3 of them left. Can they defend as much as they can?
I mean, it's all about the minions at this stage. The way that UAE just kind of tried to go in, tried to defend, not possible here.
Right now, they're going to try to go in for the last time, try to get the last 3 heroes. The ghost ship is trying to block them away from the fountain, and the crystal has